unsolved mysteries that science still can't explain. There is something deeply fascinating about mysteries that refuse to be solved. Not the kind that can be wrapped up neatly with a quick explanation, but the ones that linger, the ones that make even scientists stop and say, "We're not entirely sure." Today, we're stepping into that space, the edge of knowledge, where facts exist, evidence exists, but complete answers do not. These are real events, real phenomena, and real questions that continue to challenge our understanding of the world. Let's begin in a place we barely understand at all, the ocean. Despite all our technological advancements, more than 80% of the ocean remains unexplored. It is the largest unknown environment on our planet, and sometimes it speaks. In 1997, a network of underwater microphones detected a sound unlike anything recorded before. It was incredibly powerful, low frequency, and it traveled across thousands of kilometers. It was named the Bloop. At first, scientists were stunned. The sound was too loud to match any known marine animal. Some even considered the possibility of a massive, unknown creature lurking in the depths. Later, researchers suggested it might have been caused by ice cracking and shifting in Antarctica, a natural explanation. But here's the thing. Even when we assign an explanation, the mystery doesn't fully disappear, because we are still left with a deeper question. If something like that could confuse us so completely, what else is hidden in the parts of the ocean we've never seen? Now let's move to the coldest place on Earth, Antarctica. From above, it looks like a silent, frozen desert. But beneath the ice lies a completely different world. Scientists have discovered subglacial lakes, bodies of water trapped under kilometers of ice, isolated for millions of years. These environments have never seen sunlight. They have evolved separately from the rest of Earth. And yet life may exist there, organisms that survived without light, without contact with the outside world. Think about that for a second. Entire ecosystems, completely cut off from everything we know. And that's just what we've confirmed. There are also strange radar readings, unusual formations beneath the ice, and areas that don't behave quite like expected geological structures. Nothing proven to be artificial, nothing clearly impossible, but enough to remind us that Antarctica is not fully understood. So here's a question. If we discovered life beneath that ice tomorrow, would it change how we see life itself? Now, let's shift from nature to something more unsettling. A real event. In 1159, 9 experienced hikers entered the Ural Mountains in Russia. They were well prepared, skilled. They knew what they were doing, but they never returned. When search teams finally found their camp, something was wrong. Their tent had been cut open from the inside. Not torn, not damaged from outside. Cut. They had fled into the freezing night, many without proper clothing. Some were found barefoot in the snow. As their bodies were discovered, the mystery deepened. Several had severe internal injuries, similar to the force of a car crash, but no visible external wounds. One victim was missing their tongue. There were no signs of a struggle, no clear attacker, no obvious explanation. Over the years, theories have ranged from avalanches to psychological panic triggered by infrasound. Some suggested secret military testing. Others proposed more unusual ideas. More recently, a specific type of avalanche has been suggested as the most likely explanation. And yet, even that doesn't fully explain everything. So what happened that night? Fear can make people act irrationally, but something had to cause that fear. Now let's move to a quieter mystery, one that happens in plain sight. In Death Valley, there are stones that move across the desert floor on their own. No one pushes them. No animals drag them, and yet they leave long tracks behind them, as if they've been slowly sliding over time. For decades, this was a complete mystery. No one had ever seen the movement happen. Then, finally, scientists captured the process. They had fled into the freezing night, many without proper clothing. Some were found barefoot in the snow. As their bodies were discovered, the mystery deepened. Several had severe internal injuries, similar to the force of a car crash, but no visible external wounds. One victim was missing their tongue. There were no signs of a struggle, no clear attacker, no obvious explanation. Over the years, theories have ranged from avalanches to psychological panic triggered by infrasound. Some suggested secret military testing, others proposed more unusual ideas. More recently, a specific type of avalanche has been suggested as the most likely explanation. And yet, even that doesn't fully explain everything. So what happened that night? Fear can make people act irrationally, but something had to cause that fear. Now let's move to a quieter mystery, one that happens in plain sight. In Death Valley, there are stones that move across the desert floor on their own. No one pushes them, no animals drag them, and yet they leave long tracks behind them, as if they've been slowly sliding over time. For decades, this was a complete mystery. No one had ever seen the movement happen. Then, finally, scientists captured the process. Under very rare conditions, when the ground is covered in a thin layer of water that freezes overnight, sheets of ice can form around the rocks. When the ice begins to break and the wind pushes against it, the rocks can slowly move. A simple explanation, but it took decades to confirm. And that raises an interesting thought. How many things around us seem impossible simply because we haven't observed them closely enough yet? Now let's look up. In 1977, a radio telescope picked up a signal from deep space. It lasted 72 seconds. It was strong, clear, and unlike anything scientists had seen before. The astronomer reviewing the data was so surprised that he wrote one word next to it: wow. That's why it's called the wow signal. It has never been detected again. Not once. Scientists have tried to explain it as a natural cosmic event, like a passing comet or a rare astronomical phenomenon, but no explanation has been fully confirmed, which leaves us with a possibility, however small, that it was something else, something intelligent, or something we simply don't understand yet. Now think about this. In a universe with billions of galaxies, each containing billions of stars, is it really that unlikely? Let's come back to Earth for something even stranger. There are people all around the world who hear a sound that others cannot. It's called the hum, a low, constant noise, not loud, but persistent. For those who hear it, it can be incredibly frustrating, even distressing. Scientists have suggested possible causes: industrial noise, low-frequency vibrations, even psychological explanations, but none of these fully explain all reported cases, which makes it something more than just a simple misunderstanding. It's a reminder that human perception itself can be part of the mystery, that not everything we experience can be easily measured or explained. Now take a step back. Look at all of these mysteries together: the deep ocean sound, hidden ecosystems under ice, unexplained human behavior in extreme situations, moving rocks, signals from space, sounds only some people can hear. Each one is different. Each one exists in a different field of science, and yet they all point to the same truth. We don't know everything, and that's not a weakness. It's an opportunity, because every mystery is a doorway, a chance to learn something new, a chance to challenge what we think we understand. Science is not about having all the answers. It's about asking better questions. And sometimes, the most powerful discoveries begin with a simple moment of confusion. A sound that doesn't make sense. A signal that shouldn't exist. An event that doesn't fit the pattern. Those are the moments that push knowledge forward. So now let me ask you something. Which of these mysteries stayed with you the most? Was it the ocean? The frozen world beneath Antarctica? The hikers in the mountains? Or the signal from space? And more importantly, do you think these mysteries will ever be fully solved? Or will some questions always remain unanswered? Write your thoughts in the comments, because sometimes the most interesting part of a mystery is not the answer. It's the question itself.